Don Lebatard.
Is The Undertaker the best name in the history of wrestling? 66% of the audience said yes.
No, you're just wrong, man. It's a monsoon of gorillas.
Stugotz.
It's not just a monsoon. It's not just a gorilla. It's a monsoon of gorillas. How could there be a better name than Gorilla Monsoon? Like, how could you people be so wrong about this? What is the matter with you people? The Undertaker cannot be a better name than Gorilla Monsoon. A monsoon, not a tsunami, not a storm, not a thunderclap. A damn monsoon of gorillas.
It's a haystack of Calhouns.
Wow.
Not as impressive as a monsoon of gorillas.
This is the Don Lebatard Show with the Stugotz on the ticket.
Texter writes in, Ray Allen, anniversary of shot day 5 years ago. Show some damn respect. Was that 5 years ago?
Man.
That was 5 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
Where the hell?
I don't know, man.
Guillermo, put it on the poll. Where the hell did the last 5 years go?
Well, they're going to build a statue for that, by the way.
They went to Cleveland.
I'm sure Stugotz has something for Phil Mickelson at some point here. I just love how golf melted to the floor because he just decided to make it a putt-putt course. It was crazy the way white people reacted to that. It really was. I was like, good God, man. I didn't realize I had to take my shoes off before entering this particular sanctum. Phil Mickelson's out there. Woo! I gamble. I'm crazy. I'm older. I'm having a midlife crisis. I shot past the hole. Let me just chase it here the way any one of us would if we were playing on the golf course and didn't care about what the score was.
I've done that dozens of times, hundreds of times. I mean, that's what we do.
It was crazy, the amount of clucking that generated.
He should be ashamed of himself.
We'll get to that in a second. But Guillermo has actually read Stugotz's Father's Day column now and has actually replaced the word dad with money. And so now you will get what that column really meant if you had seen what Stugotz was trying to do on ESPN.com. And he got it past all the gatekeepers, editors, newspaper men. But here's what he was really trying to do. And we'll get to Mike with some LeBron rumors in a second.
I don't take it for granted. Oh, no.
Wait a minute.
I want to hear it from yes, in my
Mike,
voice.
what? How did I misrepresent you?
You're misrepresenting me because I'm saying I don't want to talk about this on the air. This is just an off-air take.
Wow.
You always do this.
I just wanted to...
I'm not today. You always do this. You think that I'm somehow trying to come up with secret content. And you know what? In your defense, sometimes I am. But this one was a hard DNR.
All right.
I mean, even I heard it.
Do not rumor.
Yes.
Hard DNR.
Do not rumor.
The gratitude visits me every day. Every single one. Usually on the drive down to our beachfront studios at the Cleveland Hotel, where I co-host the Dan Lebatard Show with Stugotz on ESPN Radio. It might be the most coveted piece of national sports radio real estate in the country. I don't take it for granted. Oh, no. Not one bit. Because I can't, and I don't take it for granted. Because without money, I can't and don't arrive at this place every morning where I allegedly go to work with my friends. I get to do what I love because of money. Because of money, I still get to feel like a kid. Because of money, I get to laugh for a living. This job is truly a blessing. I don't merely do this thing I love, this thing I miss during my vacations, this sports opinion business that would be my hobby and escape if it weren't, my career. I also get to be at home every afternoon for my wife and kids because of money. I get to be at the side of my teenage twin girls, coaching one of them lacrosse because of money. I get to be there for the others' dance recitals because of money. I get to be there for the growth, for the important things, because of money.
All right, let's try this again, fake Stugotz, if we can, because some people here, and this is meaner, say replace the word Dan wherever you find dad.
Oh, that's funny. I mean, listen, I should experience all of this as you guys being mean, but I don't care. It's funny. Like, that's because of money. That is a good idea, though. Do it with Dan. Only in Stugotz's voice, though.
We are desecrating this column that Stugotz is already telling me his father's become a monster.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Wants to do it weekly.
Yep.
See if you recognize any of this. Wants to have wants to have a show with his son about how Dwight Evans has the best arm he's ever seen in baseball.
Do we? Man, him.
It is odd how him he is.
It is an odd time to take a trip to Miami.
Well, what happened with Udonis on Ethan Skolnick's podcast? What happened? What's the sound you have back there?
We have this sound from courtesy of the 5 Reasons Sports Network. All of Heat Twitter got excited because LeBron came down here during the NBA Finals, had lunch with Dwayne Wade. I'm sure this was the only reason he came down to Miami, to get this knowledge of the people that he's been in the foxhole with. And a lot of people are sort of alluding, hey, maybe they talked about the future. Maybe they talked about Miami. And people have asked Udonis Haslem, yeah, I could see him coming back down here to Miami. I could. And we're running with this. Never mind the fact that everything seems to be pointing to Los Angeles, including Kawhi Leonard's behavior. But here's sound of that.
I'll say one thing about this Bron situation.
Yes.
People take everything out of context, and they take things and they take what they want from things. Mm-hmm. I told people before the final, me, Bron, and Dwayne sat down and had lunch, and people took it as I'm saying, I don't know where LeBron's playing that next year. I ain't asked him. I ain't talked about it. When me, him, and Dwayne sat down, we talked about life. We talked about our kids. We talked about business. We in our 30s now. Basketball is not the only thing we talk about. So for people to take what I said or to interpret what I said, I mean, I ain't got phone calls. I'm looking on Instagram. I'm looking in the newspaper. Oh, Dwayne Wade. Nah, man. Okay, yeah, we sat down and eat. Is that a crime? The man swept the team before them. He had time to come down here and have dinner with friends. That's all that was. I don't know where LeBron going. I ain't asked LeBron where he's going. Hopefully he comes to the Heat, but if not, I'm still going to be LeBron boy.
Why is Udonis so upset?
Because of Twitter.
Yeah. Because he's lying. I know that sound and tone.
Udonis, it's a little too. I mean, Udonis, since when do you care what other people think? People, why? It sounds defensive. Udonis saying, "Oh, we had lunch. Is that a crime?" What do you mean? Is that a crime? You can have lunch with your friends, and you can have people be curious about who those friends are and why you're having lunch with them.
If he's being honest, though, you can say, yeah, we talked about that stuff, but he's my friend, and I'm not going to give up that information. Yeah. Like, he's lying.
Whoa.
He said business. What's business?
I do wonder about LeBron, though, on that front, who he shares what with. Because I don't know if he's close enough to Udonis. I feel like LeBron is on a different level from other peers.
Yeah, it chokes me up too. I miss him terribly, and I want LeBron to come back here. But you know what? Credit to LeBron. Let's just say Dwayne Wade's telling the truth, which a lot of stories since tend to back this up. That he didn't know on that plane ride, that private plane flight back from Vegas. He didn't really know what LeBron was exactly going to do. He may have had a feeling here.
Well, he knew.
But
here's the problem with your theory. He's not lying.
He keeps these things pretty secret. Remember that post-season meal that he had with Bosch and Wade, and everybody said, we just had dinner and talked about life.
Well, he managed to meet with Dan Gilbert in the middle of the last time he left without any of us really finding out about it. We thought we may have, but we didn't. Nobody. Yeah. Gilbert denied it, and we ran away.
Yeah, it took Gilbert posting a photo from a backyard somewhere in Ohio.
Which was a lie. That was a lie. Looking at my backyard is what he said while he was flying down here on a private plane someone was tracking.
You believe that everyone in the world is curious as to where LeBron's going except the people meeting with LeBron?
Oh, I do think that they care less. Yes. I do think that Udonis Haslem, having been around that business for as long as he has been, is less curious about LeBron's comings and goings than we are as fans. Yes.
This guy could come and change your team, and you don't want to just, hey, LeBron, where might you be going?
I mean, but what point is Udonis in his career?
I mean, he's at a point where he's not playing at all, and he could tack on a couple more rings if LeBron comes down here. I mean, don't think he's not interested, Dan. He's definitely. I mean, if you're friends of LeBron, aren't you more interested?
I'm not saying he's not interested. I'm saying I could see where Udonis wouldn't spend a conversation boring LeBron with the same thing everyone's boring LeBron with.
I mean, for us as fans, isn't Udonis at the point of his career where he's essentially on the Heat to have dinner with LeBron and convince him to come over here?
That's right. That's his job at this point.
Yeah,
correct.
He didn't
do his job. Udonis did not do his job correctly at this lunch and then in getting defensive on the Ethan Skolnick podcast afterward. I'm telling you, these guys have a bit of an adversarial relationship with everyone who's not them. For whatever they went through those 4 years, whatever that felt like.
Because we know they're lying.
You understand what I'm saying, though? I believe that Udonis, Dwayne, and LeBron James think to themselves, it's us against everybody. Everyone's against us.
Even now?
I think so. Maybe less so LeBron, but Udonis has been carrying that around all his life.
If you were ever trusted to get to a dinner with LeBron James,
me personally?
Yeah, he trusts you enough to say, hey, come out and eat with me. You yourself, you're not asking him about
I am not asking.
Dan would not.
Come on.
Dan would not.
I would not. I would not.
It's all I'd be asking about.
You ask him about, like, Bronny's games, what would you talk to him about? Oh, how's Bronny doing?
No, Dan would talk to him about anything other than basketball. He would.
The real Lambo.
Yeah. I think you'd want to ask him more about where he's playing than the real Lambo.
Don't you guys have a lot of questions for LeBron that aren't basketball related?
I mean, no, they all have. They all have.
What other questions would there be? I don't even know what you're talking
about.
about.
If basketball doesn't exist, I don't have these questions.
Right.
What is money really?
All starts
Something
with
like
basketball,
that, just
man.
deep.
What is money really? No, that is not what I would ask him about, but I would ask him about business. I would like to know what it is.
The business of basketball.
What it is that the end game is for him and his friends and how he navigates all that stuff. You guys don't find any of that interesting?
Nope.
So it's about the end game with you, dude.
You guys think he's going to blurt, I'm going to L.A.? That's what you guys – I'm having lunch with Billy Gill.
Like you slowly, you build up to it. You smooth talk him. You start with the Bronny stuff. How's Bronny doing? Oh, yeah. I heard he might be going to school in L.A. That's odd.
That's how you do it.
Heard good things about that school. Oh, yeah, that'd be great for him. Yeah.
I'm a journalist now. Billy's right. I mean, what you do is you crack him open with the family stuff and the easy stuff, and then all of a sudden, a couple of minutes later, boom, we're in the Lakers.
And if you're having a meal, I've heard this place is great filet. Yeah. Oh, yeah, you should try. You want to split bread? Halfsies on the bread? What do you want to do for an app? That's how you start. You get the ball rolling with food talk.
Who is that, though? Is that me just gently being sensual, flirtatious? Like, who are you?
No, not flirtatious. You're just building a good rapport with him.
I see you're looking at your phone. Huh? Is that Kawhi? Just real smooth.
No, that's too. That's too aggressive.
Too aggressive. You got to ease into that, Chris. You got to ease into that.
Yeah, you got to. Wow, you see all this crazy stuff with Kawhi?
This phone's just always going off. It drives me crazy. Sometimes I just wish I could disconnect.
Woj alerts. I mean, Kawhi is doing. He's up to something. I can't really.
You just let him flow.
Don't you guys like it when you leave the country? You can't get service. It's just such a nice disconnect. Oh, I wish I could do what you do every playoffs, where you just disconnect from social media for a month. Oh,
this Magic Johnson. I mean,
oh man, Magic!
Look at all this. Look at all this bread they brought out. It's a wealth of assets, kind of like what the Boston Celtics have. No,
I'm trying not to eat bread, but sometimes you just got to treat yourself. Am I right, LeBron?
I like this restaurant. It's just a little new, and it really hasn't gone through the the wars of the long postseason run, kind of like the Philadelphia 76ers.
Do they have this restaurant on the West Coast? No, they don't.
It's not there. They don't have them out there.
They don't have this in Cleveland either, do they? Oh, wow. It's just here? It's just in Miami? Oh, and you love it? This is your favorite restaurant, you say? Wow.
A lot of good restaurants down here.
Imagine if you can eat this all the time.
It's a little overpriced, though. Kind of like that Tyler Johnson contract, a little bit. It has a trade escalator, too. What is that? Huh? I'll have a little bit more water, please. More water. Top me off. So what do you think about Josh Richardson as a wing?
So hypothetically, let's say, you were running the team, because I know one day you want to own a team. What would you do to fix this roster?
Yeah, what would you do? Josh is starting to play a little bit better, you notice?
He is.
Yeah. Hypothetically. Just hypothetically.
Just hypothetically. Hypothetically, in your wildest dreams, would you be able to have a meal like this in Houston? I think not. It's a crap city. It's a real crap city. What I'm saying is don't go to Houston.
It's never going to be your city. J.J. Watt's there, What do you think of J.J.?
And I don't want to intrude.
Whispering?
You have to whisper. Yeah. I never know who's listening. I don't want to intrude, but you guys are cutting Carmelo out of the deal, right? Right. You're not letting them. You can't be serious. The old bait and switch. That's a lot to ask, right? Right? Oh, no, I'm fine. I don't need any more water, thank you. What do we say about Boston? What happens? Boston. What do we tell them? We tell them don't come. please, dear God. Yes. But we just start lying to him and say we have the room for Paul and George, of course. Of course. We got the room. Kawhi, sure. You never tell them no. You just got to tell them yes, and we'll figure it out. Yeah. There's no shot he comes in.
It's over. It's over.
That's why Udonis didn't ask.
He knew.
Why would you ask? You literally can't make it work with a trade machine. I can't make it work. Patty Mills is a key. Why would anyone ask us? Why would anyone help us? Hey, you saw what happened the last time. You think now we think the NBA is just going to help us do this again?
They hate us. The city, Riley, everything.
Cavs made 1 million trades. Nobody seemed to mind. No one wants to help us.
No. Remember when we thought Shabazz was...
Oh, my God.
Shabazz. That was the key. Yeah. That was the key. Shabazz. He told us to draft Shabazz. We did.
Yeah, no. Celebrated that. Yeah, my meal was okay. I guess I shouldn't have let you decide, LeBron, considering your history and with recommendations down here. Shabazz.
So we splitting the check, or who's got? I'm paying for this. Oh, okay.